Distinction between reform and reinvention. A conversation on reform and reinvention of school. Hello, I would like to begin a conversation about the difference between reform and reinvention. It should be obvious that adjusting policies, modifying curricula, or revising assessments, while helpful, rarely address the deeper structural issues within schools. But doesn't it follow that if we continue making incremental changes without rethinking the system itself, we will only perpetuate outdated models rather than create truly effective learning environments? I have observed that reform often focuses on fixing what already exists, but these short-term adjustments fail to challenge the core design of schools. Can you imagine how much more impactful it would be if we shifted from temporary fixes to a complete reimagining of what schools should be? What if instead of modifying old structures, we built learning environments that align with contemporary and future societal needs? Wouldn't it be more effective if schools evolved to match the skills, creativity, and adaptability required in an ever-changing world? Doesn't it follow that reinvention requires more than just policy updates? It demands a fundamental shift in purpose. Schools were originally designed for an industrial-era workforce, but society has changed. It should be obvious that students today need more than memorization and compliance. They need to develop problem-solving abilities, collaboration skills, and a deep understanding of real-world applications. What if schools were structured around innovation, adaptability, and student-driven learning, rather than rigid structures designed for efficiency? Wouldn't it be transformative if schools prepared students not just for jobs, but for lifelong adaptability and personal fulfillment? It is time now to move beyond short-term fixes and embrace a complete reinvention of how schools function. Can you imagine how much more engaged and inspired students would be if learning environments were designed around curiosity, creativity, and self-directed exploration? What if assessment systems measured growth, problem-solving, and critical thinking rather than just standardized outcomes? Wouldn't it be more powerful if education focused on building well-rounded, resilient individuals rather than simply meeting outdated benchmarks? I have observed that societies that embrace bold reinvention in education see greater long-term success. Doesn't it follow that if we truly want to prepare students for the future, we must break free from outdated traditions and build school systems that reflect the complexity and dynamism of the modern world? It should be obvious that reinvention is not just about improvement. It is about designing schools that cultivate adaptable, creative, and emotionally intelligent individuals. The future of school reform depends on whether we choose to modify the existing system or build something fundamentally new. It is time now to rethink the role of schools, reimagine the learning experience, and redefine success beyond standardized achievement. Doesn't it follow that if we want students to thrive in a rapidly evolving world, we must create schools that evolve alongside them? The question isn't whether reform is necessary, it's whether we are willing to reinvent education to truly serve future generations.